This fight is beneath me.
Well, actually, it's beneath me.
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
And not only that, but can we use this trick to get above the UFO and Katina? Well, that's what we're here to find out, as we answer the question of how high can we get in the new Star Fox game. Okay, so this is something I first discovered 30 years ago in the original Star Fox 64, back when I was a wee little kid.
Yep, that's me.
Because with the no life hack I was running back then, I somehow stumbled upon a weird glitch or quirk of Star Fox 64 that allowed you to keep gaining altitude practically indefinitely. And all you have to do is, while in all range mode, keep performing U-turns one after the other, as each one boosts your altitude a small amount. And if you keep performing them back to back without steering in between, you can push well beyond the game's normal altitude limit.
Quit screwing around, do something!
I'm sorry, Peppy, but this is important work. And you can get ridiculously high.
Like me.
Not only does the ground start to disappear, but you can get above the cloud line and even higher than the sun. And it takes a while to come back down.
Cause I got high, because I got high, because I got high. La, 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 la.
Now, although I thought this was pretty neat at the time, there really wasn't a whole lot to see given the rendering limits and abundant fog of the Nintendo 64.
You are starting to annoy me!
Calm down, bro. Though, in his defense, I just spent like 15 minutes doing this. In any case, I had to find out whether it was back in the Star Fox remake on Switch 2. And as you've already seen, yeah, it is! And although it works in basically the exact same way, it isn't without its own intricacies and challenges. Such as how I was originally trying to do the U-turns using the old school method on an actual N64 controller, but for whatever reason it wasn't working. I think because it kept interpreting my control stick movement as steering between each U-turn, which would cause me to descend. So instead, I swapped over to a Pro controller where I can use the D-pad down shortcut to instantly perform a U-turn, which made it so much easier as I just kept tapping this for basically 20 minutes straight. Or at least I would have if it weren't for the next problem. Which is that I either kept getting shot down or my wings kept getting destroyed, causing me to descend anyway, which oddly enough wasn't really a problem in the original game. But that's when I remembered that the new game has an easy mode, which not only makes it more resilient to damage, but also seemingly makes it impossible to break a wing off. Now all that was left was to lock in and keep tapping this button for as long as I could live, and boy, let me tell you, it took a while, over 20 minutes in fact, but look at how high I got! Yeah, that's the boss down there, and we're above most of the mountain range. For comparison, here's what it looks like normally. But get this, we're not done, as this is after just 17 or 18 minutes. But I actually made it all the way to past 23.
Yup, check this out.
Yeah, I think I made it to an elevation even higher than the farthest mountain. Look at this.
Move it, Fox. He's right behind you.
You sure about that?
And that's where I unfortunately got shot down. So it might be possible to make it even higher, but my wrist didn't feel like giving it another shot. That is until the thought occurred to me, can I get above the UFO and Katina? So I had to give it a shot. And as it turns out, yes you can! At least after the damn thing spawned right into me. Now this mission is time limited, so I only had about 8 minutes or so in total, but check out how high I got by the end.
Bring that ship down before it's too late.
Not sure if Bill's talking about the UFO or my Arwing. In any case, yeah, I ended up well above the UFO. And you can truly appreciate how flat the marshlands are from up here. Now, even though my hand is getting pretty tired by this point, I figured, what the hell, let's try one more level and see what happens. So I went to the Bull satellite to try it one more time. And this time, it turns out there are no enemies early on that can attack you that high up. And I managed to last 26 minutes until Star Wolf finally rolled in.
Playtime is over, Star Fox.
And Wolf wasn't joking, as he's apparently able to match my altitude, and took me out within 2 minutes. But not before I noticed one last thing. And that's how, from my super high vantage point, I could see that the solar panels weren't even connected to the main body of bolts. Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to see that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy to see that a glitch I discovered myself nearly 30 years ago is still perfectly intact in the new game, which makes me think they must be reusing a fair amount of code from the original game for that to still be the case, right? Unless it's just a weird side effect of how they programmed everything, but that seems unlikely. I'm guessing there's probably some original code in there, but maybe someone more informed could let me know. And on that note, I was wondering one other thing. Could this glitch work in multiplayer too, given the fact that it's entirely all range mode? And sadly, it does not. I tried it, it doesn't do anything at all, which makes me think battle mode might be a slightly different version of the engine or something, which would make sense given how different it is to the main game. In any case, I thought that was interesting, even if I don't think it would have allowed you to do all that much anyway, because it's only, matches are what, like 5 minutes or so, and you can't really gain all that much altitude in the new game in that time. So there you go, everyone. That's my examination of the glitch I discovered, 30 years ago, and my freaking talking flower is going off again. I really need to shut the guy up one of these days. But with that, thanks for watching. If you found this video informative or interesting or funny or annoying, whatever, let me know in the comments below. But also click that subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. On that note, we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.